Okay, it is time to talk about JP side stuff because I actually have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I still haven't done my raid video either, and this is the last day for it. So, woo, yeah, busyness. But yeah, I just got off streaming Final Fantasy Origins: Stranger in Paradise. I know the title is technically the other way around, but it's actually worse the way they did it. It should be Final Fantasy Origins, A Stranger in Paradise. But anyway, the game is pretty okay, if you really want to know. But the gameplay will be uploaded probably in the next few hours. So if you're interested in checking that out, definitely check that out. Chaos. Anyway, let's talk about what is going to be news this week on the JP side. And there is a fair amount to talk about. It is the middle of the month, which is when JP gets updated. And first thing to note is version 4.1 is going to be happening. Guild Scout function, AI adjustment, partial UI repair, and guild expansion in some ways to do with average ranks and whatnot. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that more when it's all in the game tomorrow, but just know that there is some more quality of life being put into the game. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to improve the level of the UI to the Chinese version, but see more on Intervision's episode 3 if you want to learn more about that. Alright, so we're hitting 15 million downloads on the JP side, and that means some new bundles in the shop, as well as a potential, a little bit of a celebration for the players as well. So taking a look, what do we got here? Is there anything super special? I mean, no, it feels pretty standardized. There's going to be at this point, the pretty standardized as well training pack in the shop. It doesn't feel overly exciting, but we do have a brand new character coming to the game, and we're going to be talking about him very shortly. But as you can see, if you really want him, there's already going to be a guaranteed summon for him, so just save enough resources if you really want. Speaking of which, we can see that there is going to be a standardized banner for him, of course, with the coins that you can use to potentially get the copy of him if you are unlucky enough. There's also the continuation of this new version of the 9 step-up with no character shards, but some other things along the way, mainly to do with awakening resources, which is, I don't know, it depends on what you need on your account. Good or bad. And also a reroll banner with 10 URs on it because celebration. As you can see, there's also going to be a step-up banner here, which is a little bit different. Let me just scroll down here on my bigger screen, because I did not actually see this earlier. Oh yeah, this is one of those. This is a new type of step up, maybe, where you're essentially, the cost is somewhat reduced and you are getting, but this is a new type of banner and I haven't necessarily seen it yet. But as you can see, 2 and 4 or 1 step 1, step 3, and step 5, you're guaranteed a UR on it, and step 2 and step 4 are free pulls. And you can pick up the new unit Volush on it, but until I see this banner tomorrow and look at the drop rates, I'm not overly excited about it, because could be that he just isn't. But interestingly, I do think Jaden is on this banner as well, so that's potentially really good for some people who want to get Jaden and have another opportunity with some guaranteed URs, but we'll take a look at the rates. Anyway, also going to be this, looks like some flower with the 50 character shards kind of style banner. Might be interesting if it is just free lapis. Nope, it's paid stones. Never mind, moving on. Darn it, rats, and so on and so forth. Next up, there is going to be a commemorative campaign. Wait, did we skip over that? There it is. The commemorative campaign, which interestingly enough, the artwork features a couple of new characters from the story, even though we haven't seen those characters in the game. So maybe those characters are coming in the very near future. To note, there will be a 1-a-day 10 summons for a total of 100 summons total. That is going to be celebrating the 15 million downloads. I guess, shouldn't they be 15 days or like 150? Never mind. Anyway, free polls, there's going to be login bonuses and all of that good stuff. Next up, vision ability card changes are coming to the game as well. So here, I'm just going to talk about the ones that are being changed. So Leviathan's card is being changed for units that can equip swords. Flowers blooming in the dark of the night will now also be for canes. Black Rose on the battlefield, the Helena card, that's one to really note, can also be used with canes now. And Hallucination Star Reading, or I think it's like the Ramada's Sisters card, which isn't on global yet, can also be used with spears, which is potentially good because it could maybe work with Glassy, kind of. I don't know if you need the space or whatnot. Basically, those vision abilities can now be used with more main weapon types than they were previously. They used to be locked to just their main type, and now some extra choices, so that's always good. All right, getting to the meat, though, of course, here he is, our new UR character, 90 cost, wind-based element UR. Velouche, I believe, is what he roughly translates out to. That's the name I think I saw on Reddit. On whose post was it? Riven X. So taking a look at this, we can see a brand new class is going to be in here. So Magic Swordsman is a new main job. I guess it's going to be different from Howlet, but how different? Don't know yet. We'll take a look tomorrow and give him a full review, but secondary job is Messenger / Kotodama, as it's known on the JP side, and last job, third job, is going to be White Mage, which is an interesting combination if you look at it. All magic, again, goes a little bit with the theme of the month, where Jaden was a magic stat character, and here we have another magic stat character that you wouldn't necessarily think of. Messenger has some good stuff in it. White Mage potentially acts as a good level of support for your party. And his main job, well, again, I'm curious to see, because the obvious pairing with this guy is essentially Howlet. I mean, it's just kind of Howlet. Think about both wind-based magic attackers. There is synergy there, and if he ends up being a good evasion-style character, well, then he could end up with Tifa and 2B. There is potential that this character will slot very nicely in with a bunch of other wind-based characters. Taking a look at what we know for his abilities, first of all, his Limit Burst deals large magic-based damage to the target, depending on the caster's magic, and inflicts paralysis. I double-checked on this one. It is paralysis. Good news, it has pretty good range. It is a single target unit, though, so it better be dishing out a massive amount of damage for doing that. His other two abilities are a greatly reduce your opponent's counter ability activation for 3 turns, and deal medium damage based on the caster's magic stat, which is interesting. First of all, it's an AoE attack. It reminds me a fair bit of what Charlotte is capable of doing, and there are a good amount of counters that are popping up in the game on different units, boss units and whatnot. So having another unit that could, be on a different elemental team, or maybe be with mages that can seal these kind of annoying counter abilities, is just really useful. And his third ability puts up a magic barrier around himself to prevent a certain amount of damage. Gonna test this one to see how much it can actually get away with. Again, this sounds a little bit like another character that we've recently seen, Jaden, who was I think his TMR had the HP barrier, and it was about 2,500. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but we'll see what this character can do. As for his master ability, it's HP up by 15% and his own spirit by 5. So it seems like he will be good against other magic units. more so, and I don't know, maybe he's just a really durable kind of magic swordsman. I don't know. Okay. So overall, I'm interested in this character, but being resource poor right now, still after Final Fantasy VII, and still kind of needing a bit of recovery time, I think I'm just going to pass on this character personally. Might do, a few entertainment polls for the live stream tomorrow when this comes out, but I'm not expecting to get this character. I mean, I do like Howlet, and I do have Tifa and 2B, so there might be, there is a place for this character, and I am interested in, new styles and whatnot. New jobs are always interesting, and Magic Samurai or Magic Swordsman, cool stuff. But I'm just so resource poor. Anyway, looks interesting. Want to see his full kit before I make the full decision. Continuing on, as with a new character and a new job, there needs to be a new piece of equipment, and it looks like we have a new sword to be gotten off an ultra high difficulty armor training quest. Yeah, just gonna wait and see what the stats look like for tomorrow on that. And then there's class match starting up and a updated arena, which, just looking at my stats, it's just ruins 6. We've had a lot of ruin here. I'll just flip over on here. There it is. There's ruin 6. Woo! My conscience is clear. I talked about everything. So yeah, just one day away. We'll take a look at the update tomorrow and see if all of the stuff added to the game really makes a big difference, and whether or not this new character, Belush, is really going to be anything super interesting, super noteworthy for global and JP players. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'm going to go review or talk about the raid next. See ya.